And welcome back. Now it's time to talk with head women's basketball coach Rusty Rainbolt as he gets his team set to prepare to head out to Richardson, Texas to take part in the AAC Conference Tournament, a tournament that he is no stranger to. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But first off, Coach, you had your game against UT Dallas. Now, obviously, you look back on it and say, well, it really had no impact as far as where you were other than the possibility of whether you could finish second or third, but it didn't really matter because at the end of the day, you're in a conference tournament. Just overall, kind of how did your team approach that game, knowing that you were already in a conference tournament and knowing that you were going to go back to Richardson this week?
Yeah, well, 2 weeks ago, I kind of made a decision in my mind, just personally, like we've got to get better. And up until the last 2 weeks of the season, you know, we felt we were still in contention to host, and so the mindset was let's prepare every game to be ready to try to win that game. And it wasn't that we went away from that, but when we knew that we couldn't host anymore, to me it didn't matter what seed we were, to be honest with you, because you know people like that would ask me, who do you want to play? I don't care who we play, to be honest with you. It doesn't matter. But so what my mindset was is we were gonna start practicing every day to just get better and be ready for the conference tournament. And so and that people might say, well, what's the difference? Well, when you practice Monday, Tuesday, travel Wednesday, play Thursday, and you're trying to win a Thursday, Saturday game, you're constantly thinking about rest and injuries and scouting for the opponent you're about to play. And so once I knew that we couldn't host and win first in the East, even if we would have tied for first, we would have still lost the tiebreaker, not hosted. So it didn't matter to me if we tied for first or not, because it didn't allow us to host the tournament. So my thought was every single day of preparation was going to be about trying to make us better as a team and not worried about injuries or fatigue or even really winning that game as much as just getting better for the last 2 weeks of the season, so that when we got to Thursday, conference tournament day, we had tried to improve on as much as we possibly could and got better. And so I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I just kind of started feeling like we had gotten more focused on scouting the other team and trying to just find ways to win games, as opposed to just getting back to our team and grinding, working hard, trying to get better at rebounding, ball security, competition. And so hopefully what we're going to see is the last 2 weeks of putting in good seed every day in practice and all that is going to come out and start blooming this week in the tournament. So
it's also, Coach, as Kenneth pointed out, that you're no stranger to the ASC tournament, being with Concordia. So just talk to me about what that atmosphere is like as a coach, just going into the tournament now. You're bringing a new team there. What's that atmosphere like for you personally?
Yeah, well, it's something that I've told our kids. It is being a college athlete, and especially this time of year, tournament time. It should not be the highlight of your life. It shouldn't be the best thing you ever experience. You know, getting married and getting saved and having kids and stuff like that should definitely be the highlight of your life. But this is an amazing experience. When I was at Hardin-Simmons as an assistant, they had came off of a Final Four run and we had 5 seniors that year. And going into that conference tournament, there was just an intensity and a focus. And I just fell in love with the passion that those kids had. And we ended up playing Howard Payne that year. And I think the following year, Howard Payne actually won the national championship. But just getting that experience at Hardin-Simmons was amazing. And then I went from there to McMurray. And both years, the first year I was at McMurray, we won the regular season and hosted the conference tournament, which was crazy to have the energy and the excitement on your campus and the kids be right there. And we actually ended up losing a buzzer beater to Howard Payne in that tournament. And then the next year we go in as the 3 seed at McMurray, like what we are this year. And we ended up getting to the conference championship game and lost in double overtime to Louisiana College in that game. But and then, you know, I got to go to Concordia, and we ended up winning the tournament. And that was a phenomenal experience at Louisiana College. But it's just something that these kids, if they're hungry and they're committed and they want it bad enough, it'll be something, whether they win or lose, that they'll remember forever. Just the energy and the excitement, opportunity. But you guys know this. So many times these days, it's hard to find a group of kids that will truly commit and finish what they started and really want something bad enough that they're willing to be vulnerable and sacrifice and be all in. You know, I mean, y'all know how it is these days. It seems like people are just too cool to truly be committed and be all in. And so that's the thing that's exciting about our group of girls is I think we're trending up, even though people would look at it and say, well, you lost a few games. We've had a ton of injuries. We've had a lot of adversity in these last 4 weeks with kids being out for various reasons and all that. But these last 2 weeks we have had really, really good practices, and yesterday was by far the best practice and energy and enthusiasm we've had. And so I'm excited, but I want it more for these kids because I know how special it is, and I know that it's so hard to get a chance to really win a championship that when you're here, you better take advantage of it. And so anyway, but it's a good opportunity for them all, and it is a fun time of year.
Coach, just one final question, if I may. When you first arrived here, this team was coming off a 3-22 season. You come in here and you basically turned this program around to where you've got 19 wins, possibly a 20th win if a win against Howard Payne this Thursday. I know you don't really think about records and all that, and we're not going to force you to, but just talk about the season overall, where this team started from the beginning of the year all the way to up to this point.
Well, first of all, Madison McCoy and Sydney Saxton and Bailey Lindsay and Allie Arnold and Hannah Grand George and April Matthews and Kim Childress and Dree and Fallon and Aaron and Amanda and Brittany and Katie and Mallory and, Javen and Coach Henson and Coach A and Coach J and Jesus are the reason why this thing is turned around. It ain't me. I have very, very little to do with it, to be honest with you. We've got just an amazing group of girls and a great group of coaches and an awesome Savior. And so it has been an experience of a lifetime. This has been the most peaceful season I've ever got to coach. And I say peaceful. I wouldn't say, they're all different. So you can't say this is the best or this is the best, but just a peace that the Lord has given me through this season has been amazing. And I loved it. I don't want it to end. My wife says that a lot. It's like usually by this time of the year, coaches are worn out, their families are worn out, and you want to keep winning. But when it's over, it's like, man, you realize how tired and fatigued and wore out you are. My wife's been saying it for weeks now, like, I don't want this to end. I don't want this to end. And I feel the same way. But it has been a blessing. This place, ETBU, is an amazing place. Working with you guys has been so much fun. I'm jealous that all of y'all aren't going to be able to be in Dallas because it's not the same when you guys aren't there. But it has been fun. And just the moments. I mean, I think about the UT Tyler men's game when our guys hit the shot at the buzzer and, all these interviews and stuff like that. And for me, when I just reflect back, I just think to the relationships and the moments. It's not near as much about the wins and the losses as it is just the people and the time you get to spend together and the discipleships we've had with our teams and how close we've gotten with our trainers. And so, 3-22 to 19-6, that's awesome. And that makes it fun because losing is not fun, no matter what anybody says. But it's a lot more fun to win when you have a great group of people around you, and I think you guys and Ryan and Dr. Blackburn and, Adam and Miss Laura and everybody is a part of that. So, but it's been a blessing. It's been a fun journey. So just don't want it to end.
Well, Coach, on behalf of Mark and everybody on the sports information staff, we hope that the journey doesn't end as well. Hopefully you guys pick up 3 more wins this weekend. All right, folks, that will do it with Rusty Rainbolt. They'll begin their tournament this Thursday with a 5 p.m. game against Howard Payne at UT Dallas. So if they win, they moved on to Friday's game, and then so on and so forth. So, folks, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're hopefully talking with other coaches in just a moment.